You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
All right. Yes, sir. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast about what chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The Chaotic Culture Podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. Please be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for bonus content and, of course, to help keep the lights on. We're about to do another wrestling episode. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and straight to the point. You already know what time it is, man. You already know what this podcast is about. And if you don't, listen to previous episodes. I give a whole brief detail of what the podcast normally is. But it's time for niggas to talk about wrestling because wrestling is for niggas. But without further ado, you already know who it is. I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent kid, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good stuff. 843 is me. Baltimore's the place to be. Always chaotic, never toxic, most days. And then back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. And since this is a wrestling episode, you already know what time it is. JB versus the world. Good sir, go ahead and introduce yourself, my good sir.
What's going on? It's your boy JB. If you watch this show long enough, you already know who I am. Let's get to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, once again, we thank you for all the views, all the comments that you guys have posted, especially on the clips that we've been posting on YouTube and on TikTok. There was a TikTok that, of course, brought, a certain people out. So I'm going to make another TikTok in response just because y'all know I love beating up upon people who, have certain views. Let's just leave it at that. But that's not what we're here for today. What we're here today is, of course, to talk about wrestling because we haven't talked about wrestling in a good minute. But before then, you already know, mental health check. Got to check in with my boy and see how he's doing. JB, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, man. It's been a trying few months, but on a good tip, I start therapy this week. But this coming Tuesday, got a session with a new therapist. So, you know what I'm saying? Bless up for that.
Yes, sir.
Ready to get started on that journey. I'm ready to get back to it.
I feel it, man. I feel it. That's great news, man. Great news. We always preach mental health here, so I'm glad that you were back on the road to recovery here. Me personally, I'm just more wore out from my job, but it is what it is. Life is life. Bills got to get paid. But other than that, outside of job and frustration, I'm in a good spot. I can't complain. Christmas is my favorite time of year. Christmas holidays are coming up. I actually do get a chance to go home this Christmas. Like I did last year, but this year I didn't know if I was going to be able to make that happen, but I did. So I will be going home for Christmas. I will be in South Carolina and get a chance to spend some time with my mom and hopefully my brother and his wife and, get a chance to see my pops. And, of course, some other friends that I haven't seen in quite a long time. So big shout out to them, and I hope that they're continuously doing well. And, of course, y'all know my family back in South Carolina, all the friends and folk that I still got out there. Y'all know I love y'all and I care for y'all. I ain't seen a lot of y'all in a minute. So maybe we'll get a chance to see each other for the week that I'm there. Who knows? We'll see what happens. In any case, that's where I'm at. That is what we are up to recently. That's really all that I got. Y'all know that for those who don't know, obviously there was I just posted about the Voyage Baltimore article that I was featured in all the way back in October. I hadn't been posting it, or I hadn't posted it just because honestly I got busy. And then I was reminded to always post my wins. So I was like, man, you know what? They're right. So I went ahead and posted about it. Of course, if you want to check out that article that I did with Voyage Baltimore, please be sure that you click in the link at beacons.ai/counterculturepod, or of course you can go to the Instagram site, counterculturepod, and then of course click on one of the links there. The link for the article will be in the description and in my bio. So with that in mind, before we get into the main topic of the night, JB, we didn't get a chance to talk about Survivor Series. I just wanted to know your overall thoughts, because there was a lot of negativity surrounding this show, and I just wanted to hear from one of us how we felt about it, because there was a lot of strong opinions about it.
And I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of that negativity was earned. Very middle of the road type of reception and execution of what's supposed to be a big four pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
There was only 4 matches on it, which is, meh. But when you consider that 2 of them were War Games matches, and War Games, like before the match even gets started, it's a guaranteed 18 minutes each.
Yeah.
So, you kind of got to take that with a grain. But only one match on there was like really like fun, spectacular even. And the War Games matches, I think, were the worst since the WWE brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
At least the men's was. The women's was okay. Like, we've had better, we've had worse on the women's side.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan coming back, John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio, amazing match.
Yep.
And call me a hater if you want to. I do not like a Bella Twin wrestling. I don't. I never have. No.
I have some thoughts about that, but you finish.
But Stephanie McCare, she did what she could. I don't know, like, man, what did AJ say that one time? Talent isn't sexually transmitted. So, yeah.
Shit. All right. Yeah. So, in my opinion, as far as Survivor Series go, as far as like the big four, Survivor Series has always been really the gimmick show out of all 4 of them. And it's really, really hard to continue a certain gimmick for continuously year after year, because in Survivor Series, of course, you had the traditional 4-on-4/5-on-5 elimination match, or maybe even different aspects of Survivor Series. Like, I think the one time, like in 1998, they did the the tournament to crown the WWF champion at the time. That was like a deviation from the normal Survivor Series, but you don't get those often, if at all, anymore. And with that in mind, Survivor Series picking up War Games at first was a very fun idea. But the thing about, again, gimmick matches is that they have to make sense, and the story and the build have to make sense on top of that. With the women's, it was like kinda, but it was still very, very choppy. We get I get the story behind, okay, you got Rhea and Io and their problems with the Kabuki Warriors. Obviously, that has stemmed from the Kabuki Warriors turning on Io. Yes, okay, I get that part. Of course, you have Alexa and Charlotte, and their problems. Of course, the real random key in that whole match, or the random team in that whole match, was the addition of Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And I think that was like, okay, where did that come from? That came out of nowhere. Oh, so now they're teaming with the bad guys. Okay. And then, of course, you have the story between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. That makes sense in a way. So just
Becky
trying
Trump.
to say what?
You mean Becky Trump?
Oh, Becky Trump. Yes, Becky Trump. So all of that combined, yeah, it made I guess it made more sense than the males match. And honestly, yeah, like I said, I had fun with the women's War Games match. Was it the best? No. Have we seen worse? Yes. It was very, very middle of the road. The John Cena versus Dom Mysterio match was clearly the best match of the night. Stephanie McCare and Nikki Bella. Yeah.
Be honest.
I'm not going to take away from what Nikki has done for the business,
There we go.
But I have never been a fan of her wrestling. I've never been a fan of Bree's wrestling. Do with that information what you will. It just felt like there was really no chemistry in the match, and Stephanie did all that she could to try to make Nikki look better as a heel, but it's like, okay, clearly Stephanie is carrying this. But at the
So
end,
what you're saying is Nikki can't look or touch Stephanie in the ring.
yes, I am absolutely saying that. But with that in mind, I know that they needed that first, like, real genuine, quote unquote, heel. I don't know if you want to call it genuine, but still, she needed that first heel to help elevate her. And I think it didn't really do that. It was meant to elevate Stephanie, like, okay, this is her first real rival or first real opponent. And my opinion hasn't changed on Stephanie. Stephanie's still great. Stephanie still deserves to be, women's world champion. It's just, you need that good rival or that good opposition to help build like something that I want to watch. And I really was just like, okay, we're just here. But
everybody's kind of busy.
Yeah, that is true. And I thought that match could have been better served on a Raw or SmackDown, not a Big 4 pay-per-view, but
or main event.
Yeah. So here we are. At the end of the day, the right person won. And now hopefully Stephanie gets to move on to maybe one or two or more people, because we see what that's looking like now. So that'll be interesting to see. If you've watched Raw lately, you've seen Stephanie was confronted by Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Rodriguez. So that'll be interesting to see. And then the men's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Be honest.
Yeah, that I don't know. That just kind of like, okay, it's just the only real interesting thing about that match was I liked when Bronson Reed came in and just tsunami'd the fuck out of everybody. That was a cool moment.
That should have killed everybody.
That should have killed everybody. Yeah, it's just like, dang, okay. I do like, Braun was the one who had to get the pin. Yes, that was the absolute right call. The mystery man is, I'm just kind of like, okay, so now you've added this whodunit element. That's fine, but still, why? Is the team that Paul Heyman assembled should have been strong enough to take care of it without a mystery man, in my opinion.
They had Brock Lesnar.
And that's my point. You have Brock Lesnar, who came in and just, was an absolute monster.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You got a Paul. You got a Paul brother, Logan Paul. I mean, look, as much as I shit on Logan Paul, I mean, the dude knows what he's doing in the ring. I can't deny that. But still, you got Logan fucking Paul in there, and I'm just
I must know though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Jay Eaton in the middle of the match? The little party break in the middle of War Games.
I didn't hate it, because I think that with him doing that, I thought it was kind of hilarious. And then Brock's music immediately playing. I'm like, yeah, cut that shit off. Like, I think it was kind of like perfect timing. Like, oh, you thought y'all was having fun? Nah, here comes the true beast. All pun intended, I guess. So I think that yeeting in the middle of the match was a funny idea. I don't think it was necessary, but I did laugh. And I did laugh at the, comedic timing of it, because it's just like, this dude done lost the plot. Over here, and here comes like Brock Lesnar, like, oh, I see why they did that. Okay, that makes sense. Funny.
You had to have, if you have a set of eyes, you could have saw that coming. Little Richard saw that coming. My bad. Stevie Wonder saw that coming. Yes. Like that's what this man's gonna do. I thought it was fun. There was a lot of discourse on the internet about like people hating it or people thinking it was too much, and it taken away from the the ferocity of war games. And it was a little fun break. The kids liked it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We love the kids. You know what I'm saying? No R. Kelly, but we love the kids around here. So,
that part.
and so if the kids makes the kids happy, then who are we to say one way or the other what they should or shouldn't do?
Hmm. Um, the only, I think the one person that I was still kind of like, why was included in this match? And it goes back to Drew McIntyre being involved. I kind of was like, okay, he's just kind of there because he hates Cody, but still, I don't know. It just felt like there wasn't any real strong build or any like strong enough hatred that was built enough for a War Games match. That being said,
Mhm.
as you said, this is a WWE product, so of course they're going to do it for the family, for the kids, and yeah, it's not going to be as brutal as like Blood and Guts was. Like that's AEW is for a niche audience, but
Mhm.
Blood and Guts, from what I saw, was more entertaining. But I don't like comparing the two because again, these are two different wrestling products, and I enjoy both to a certain extent. Like with AEW, I'm not a fan of their stories sometimes, but I love their matches. And then every now and again, they have some fire ass storylines. It's like, okay, I see where you're going. I go ahead and cook. With WWE, they know how to tell a story within the ring.
Mhm.
And recently, I guess the storylines haven't been at where they should be, obviously. But then I also give not to shit on Triple H or anything, but I do know that there were a lot of people that he had plans for that got hurt this year too.
Yeah.
And then of course Naomi got pregnant, so that's the other thing as well. So when you have a lot of the people that you make plans for that get hurt, I mean you gotta adjust on the fly. So that being said, the Survivor Series has always been like very hit or miss for me, whether it was whether it was War Games or whether it was the elimination or the traditional, Survivor Series elimination tag matches. It's very, very hit or miss, Big Four for me in general. But if I had to give it a grade, it's just kind of like, okay, a D. It's not
Mhm.
failing, but it's kind of like, come on, guys, like there could have been more effort put into this.
So,
That's just how I feel.
all right. So, I mean, you mentioned earlier you don't understand the inclusion of Lash and Nia Jax in the women's War Games match, and I think the big deal with there was the showcase Lash.
Yeah,
Um,
that
she,
I,
that woman is going to be a problem
she is.
on the main roster. That is a
It,
tall, thick ass, strong ass woman. Like
yes.
that is man. Like if Meg is a stallion, like what do you do? How do you mega evolve a stallion? Because that's what she is. That woman is built.
Yeah,
Like yeah, like and I say that all respect to Trick, all respect to
yeah,
her fiance. That
yeah.
is that is a
If they ever watch this podcast, first and foremost, congratulations on the engagement. I'm just
congratulations. Like that is a stout woman. I mean that is I, she's like a legit like 6'2", 6'3" in heels, bro.
yeah.
Like from what I've seen her in person.
I
Like
know.
she,
Yeah, I know she's tall. Listen,
yeah,
when I was watching at the end of Saturday Night's main event, where all the superstars were coming out, and I saw her tall ass walking with the rest of the superstars, I'm just like, damn, Lash. Like I keep forgetting Lash is tall as fuck.
yeah, and it's just
So,
it's tall and muscular, like filled
mhm,
out muscle. Jesus, like the way she babied Io around the ring, like
mhm.
throwing her around, just God.
Yeah, and and what I'll say is I'm so glad that they just continued to work with her and that she continued to grow in that system because when she was first in NXT, I had questions. I'm like, y'all sure? Because I'm not seeing what y'all are seeing, but I know that with projects like that, things take time, and I'm so glad that she was allowed to cook for as long as she did in the NXT
Mhm.
system. Because now it's like, okay, I
They
see
should
the
have.
vision now as the years kept going and going and going, and now I'm like, yes, all right, she's ready for that spot now.
They should have been
We
pushing her over, trying to push that cat lady. Let's talk about it.
up. Ah man, I'm also
But she
still
was
very
always there for her. Always there
yeah.
for her.
I, good
But
question. I will also say that I'm also still very upset that WWE released the woman formerly known as Jakara Jackson, but goes by the name of Mara Sade. First of all, I don't know why y'all would do that, but that
Miss
girl,
Jackson look you nasty. As she
yes,
like to say.
that girl can go, and
That
she,
now,
bruh, all I'm
yeah.
gonna just say is I be spending unhealthy amount of times looking at her Instagram. I'm sorry, I gotta be a nigga in that moment. But yes, that is one beautiful ass woman.
That man, God is a woman.
Yes.
God is a woman. All right, man. We're gonna
Yeah,
track
let me
back.
let me let me get before we get really off track. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm so glad that they did, took the time that they did with Lash, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does on the main roster. I saw SmackDown. She was, the fact that she got a win over Alexa Bliss, that just shows how much they are invested in her. So I am looking forward to see what they do with her. So now that we've established what Survivor Series was, we can now focus on the main topic, which was
Hold on. Before we move on,
yes, sir.
that I want Dom Judgment Day, John Cena. That was the best match of the night.
Yeah, it
I
was
want to
clearly.
know, I want to know what your thoughts was.
I loved every part of that, man. First and foremost, one, I'm just glad that John Cena was able to hold the Intercontinental Championship, even if it was just for 17 days.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm glad that he was able to get that last remaining belt in his trophy case, and now he's Grand Slam Cena. I loved the shenanigans in that match. It was like, dang, okay, this is you can tell there was a lot of it was very, very it's always Eddie coded. Anytime Dom wrestles, I think he has embraced his true father, you want to call him that. Yes, he has embraced a lot of the of Eddie and Eddie's heel characters over the years, and I'm like, okay, Dom is coming into his own. And then on top of that, of course, the little nuggets and the little callbacks with Dom trying to cheat. It was just like, okay, well, but Cena's been in the game for how long now? He kind of knows what to expect. And then, with all the Judgment Day trying to interrupt and whatnot. But again, John is at this point is like he's a pro. He knows what he knows. He's been in the business for 20 years. He knows how these things go. And then of course we get the return of Liv Morgan. And of course, I knew what it was. I'm like, okay, what I'm willing to bet that Morgan is going to pretend like she's going to turn on Dom and then really catch Cena off guard. And then that's how that's going to happen. So I called it and I was right. And I still loved every moment of it. I did not expect her to do the John Cena facial expression change. I'm like, oh, wow, what a
she did the
callback.
Cena heel turn better than what Cena did in January or in February. She did it way better than what he did.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, all right, I see you out here, Liv. That is what a nice callback before going low, and then the 619 into the belt shot, into the frog splash, into the victory. Yeah, that is I enjoyed every part of that match. I'm just like, dang, y'all sure this is a Survivor Series? Because yeah, Cena and Dom's match really stole the fucking show. Even if
Yeah.
you claim it was overbooked to hell, it was still fun as fuck, and it was still the best match of the night.
Now we'll get into John in like more in depth in a moment, but I just think it's incredible that, and as a testament to who he is as a as a person and as a wrestler, as a star,
Mhm.
as a bona fide legend, that on his final pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, he put over an entire group.
He did.
But it's not just Dom. He put over Liv. He put over
Mhm.
Roxanne. He put
Yep.
over um what the heck?
You
Okay.
talking about Raquel?
Yeah, he put over Raquel. My bad. I heard my nephew
Oh, okay.
background. He put over Finn. He put over JD.
Mhm.
Like he did that in one match,
The match.
and they could carry that forever. And selfishly, I wish John had won last
Mhm.
night, just so we could say that was the last loss he ever took. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. I do appreciate him putting over the entire group. As much as I want to leave the Judgment Day vortex, I'm like, well, you know what? At least he's putting the talent over, especially I was so hyped when he put Roxanne on. Like he let Roxanne do the pop rocks on him. Okay, I'm like, all right, Cena, I see you out here, man.
That's Punk's daughter. He got to.
Yeah. He really showed love, and I that is a testament to John Cena's character and his status as the professional and as, of course, the former face of the company, obviously now. But yeah,
We can't
that
see him.
I not anymore, not anymore, and I'm a little upset because I don't think I've ever seen John Cena wrestle in real time. All of the shows that I went to, I've missed him. So, but by the time I started like having enough money to like go to the shows on my own, at that point he was already semi-retired. So it was kind of like, eh. But and I could have gone to the one in DC, but I didn't have enough hours nor enough money because goodness gracious, those tickets were crazy. But that's neither here nor there.
He never like he was. So when they had Survivor Series here 10 years ago, it's been 10 years. 10
Mm,
years when Roman won his first championship, I was
mhm,
there. He wasn't on that show. Um, and to this day, I have not been to a Monday Night Raw. And
mm.
he was always on Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. So up until WrestleMania last year, I never got to see him in person. And he only had that run in.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I at least that happened. I'm still just upset that I never got a chance to see him wrestle in real life. But it is what it is. And I also was not one of those when I was a teen and John was really coming to his own, I was not one of the John Cena haters. I did like a lot of his heel opponents. Like I was a big Edge guy
Of course.
and I liked Randy Orton, but I didn't hate Cena. I was like, okay, Cena wins, cool. I'm with it. But I didn't I was big on Edge. Like I loved Edge. Heel
Ah,
or face. I was always an Edge. Edge was my main in the WWE games outside of The Rock. So
man, I can go to a whole diatribe about Edge.
mhm.
Edge, I was off of him over the Matt Hardy Lita stuff.
Oh,
I
well,
was off. I
yeah,
was off of
that
him for
I
that.
was really annoyed about that. I was just like, "Come on, dude, really?" But
Like to your homie though,
mhm,
you don't do that to your friends, bro. I mean, if it was one thing if it happens and you don't know about it, but if you know,
right.
then, like that's dirty. Anyways. I did not like seeing that at first.
Mm.
I did not like seeing that at first. I did not like the whole Doctor of Thugonomics thing. I was I was not a fan of this white boy talking about if he a chain gang soldier. I'm like, what do you mean by that, sir? Where are we getting at? Where do we draw the line? Yeah, it just wasn't my thing for real. But he grew on me. Of course,
Mhm.
he was always around. I was always watching him. He was always on TV. I was one of those people that said Cena sucks when they said let's go Cena. Cena sucks. I was always that. And then I had a conversation with a good buddy of mine, and we're just sitting. We're at his crib, and I have on the couch, having a couple beers, or whatever, and
Mhm.
wrestling's on, and he's like, "So, who's your favorite wrestler? What do you? Well, he said, "What are your favorite modern matches? What are your favorite matches these days?" And I started going down the list, and I realized, damn, Cena's in a lot of these.
Yeah.
And it made me reassess. Like, is what's going on here. Like I'm saying out loud, I don't like the guy, but when I think about what I think about some of the best things the company is doing presently, he is in these things consistently. I'm talking about the matches with his Edge, the matches with Umaga, the matches with Punk,
Punk.
the matches
Mhm.
with Randy, the match with Batista. Like I'm looking at the compilation of things that they're doing that I'm liking. I'm like, he's really in the middle of it. I guess maybe I do like him more than I think. And he's been doing it all along. And of course, you will as you grow older and you accumulate more knowledge, and you think about the fact that this is the guy that has been on top longer than anybody. This is the
Yep.
guy that has done more make a wishes than any other human being ever. This is a
Mhm.
guy who's just been there the entire time, and even where he was wrong, like, and we know he's wrong. Like he's able to admit fault
Yep.
and take accountability for the things he was wrong for, and we're able to like move on from it. And I think that's dope of him as a human being. And I'm like, you know what? I could come around to him. Fruity Pebble or not, I can come around. And I did.
I will say, I think the only time I cheered against John Cena was the first match, the first once in a lifetime match against The Rock. That's the only time I was like, yeah, I'm cheering for The Rock this go round. Like, I'm sorry, Cena. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Oh, and the Punk match at Money in the Bank 2011, like that I did want Punk to win because after that pipe bomb, I was just like, hey, bro, this is on Punk right now. So
Mhm.
I did want him to get that. But outside of those two, again, I've never had a problem with Cena. I've always thought that he was a great worker. Always, as you said, always doing make a wishes. Uh, and he's a person who can admit his faults, especially when he was wrong. And on top of that, he just always seemed like he was a consummate professional in everything that he did, and always wanted to make sure that the people that were in the ring or within the business that he at least tried to pave the way for them, or at least help them wherever he could. And I think that a lot of the locker room respected him because he took a lot of time with the people that he faced and the people who were just in the locker room in general. So I do appreciate Cena for what he did, man. And then, as you said, some of those matches, like when I look back, I'm like, yeah, Cena was in a lot of great matches. Like I know a lot of times that people like to, like to dog Cena because as he didn't do a lot of different wrestling moves outside of the 5 moves of doom, or 6 if you include the SDF, but still, it was like whenever he did bust out those moves, I'm like, dang, this dude can, if you tell him, and if he even said it himself, he was just like, hey, look, let me know what I can do better, or let me know what I can add. And sure enough, he would add things to his repertoire, and it's like, oh wait, I had never seen Cena do that. Oh shit, okay, well maybe he does kind of know what he's doing a little bit. All right,
That
and
first US Open challenge.
yeah, the fact that he brought the U.S. Open Challenge, that is one thing that I appreciate him for doing, and I'm glad that Sami Zayn brought that back. And yeah, that is something that I will forever be grateful for, because at one point the U.S. title was just kind of like it's just there, and he helped elevate that belt, and he helped elevate that scene. And on top of that, I had another point just like that, and just like that, and went away. But either way, it's gonna be different without seeing Cena all the time in a ring. Anyway, we know he's still with WWE as an ambassador now, but it's just gonna be different. But we'll definitely get to that. Uh, as far as like my favorite match, that the him winning number 16, that match with AJ Styles, I think that
Mhm.
is, if not the Punk match, that one right there shows that okay, Cena could really go. And then on top of that, I think that it really kind of changed how WWE started like flowing their matches more, because I know everybody gets tired of the spot fest where you do like a finisher and people kick out of finishers and whatnot, but that match was unique because I think that's really like not the first time that WWE's done it, but the first time that they really leaned into it. And you're just like, oh, wait, is it? No, kick out, finisher, kick out, finisher, kick out. him and AJ Styles had brilliant chemistry. And I'm so glad that they got that run it back one more time this year at Crown Jewel, because that is by far my favorite Cena match this year.
That is probably my favorite match this year.
Yeah.
In general. Like, those two never had a bad match.
Never.
And outside of like the first one, if I can recall, like, don't at me, but most of their matches, definitely the last three that they had, they never left the ring. They were just in there scrapping, grab real graps the whole time.
I gotta look that up, because I don't think they did either. But I gotta look it up, because but
that 16th title that you mentioned. Oh man, the Avalanche AA and then the 2-piece AA. Jesus,
yeah, man. Oh man, it's gonna.
I'm gonna miss that guy. I'm gonna miss that
likewise,
guy.
likewise. So we've gotten the sentiments out on John Cena. Let's talk about Saturday night's main event for real now.
Let's do it.
Now, one thing about John is that he definitely wanted to be sure that this Saturday night's main event highlighted the upcoming talent of the company. And wouldn't you know it, a lot of the strong upcoming talent from NXT are y'all already know. And I have to say, wow, because I don't think I've seen a big of a group of us like this in NXT in a while. Like, yeah, you would have certain, players here and there, but you never had like an entire group of Black wrestlers who were down in NXT that was like literally like at that next level, ready to be on the main roster,
itching to break out.
Yeah, and that's why I said in our group chat, I said, yo, NXT is literally nigga XT, because you got Ricky Saints, you got Obafemi, you got Javon Evans, you got Sol Ruka, and yes, she is Black for those who don't know. And it's like, and of course they feature
Jada Parker, Callie Armstrong, Jada Parker, Callie Armstrong, freaking the two light-skinned Nigerians and the other two light-skinned Nigerians.
But yeah, and then of course, I know that Trick is more than likely getting ready to be called up to the main roster, because I mean, there's really nothing left for Trick to do at this point.
Nah.
He's had a great
3/4 of Dark State.
You said what?
3/4 of Dark State's Black.
3/4 of Dark State. Yeah, that's right, bro.
Listen, that boy Osiris and Dion Lennox, boy.
Yeah.
They got something with them. They got something with them.
I love
Jasper Troy.
Jasper Troy, bro. Yes.
Like, man.
And then
Kalani Jordan.
Kalani. Yep.
What are we doing?
Like I said, man, it's a lot of Black talent that is just like, as you say, itching to break out. And
Absolutely.
that's why I have made the claim. I say NXT is nigga XT right now, because good Lord, they got so much Black talent down there. They got a lot of talent in general, but it's just
Tavion Heights.
Tavion Heights.
I like him.
I do too.
I like him a lot. He got to get rid of that little one leg Zack Ryder sleeve thing he got going. But on top of that, I like him.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the belly to belly being a good finisher, but at least he makes it look nice. So I give him that much credit. I'm like, man, I hate that, but you know what? All right, if you do it, it's fine.
Oh man, Tyra May Steele.
Yes.
Another Olympian. Yeah, it's
a lot.
Talented.
Yes, very, very. It's a lot. I'm just like, whenever they get ready, man, they gonna be ready for it. And going back to Dark State, as you said that with Osiris and Dion Lennox, they got something with them. I also got to say that, man, Shaquan Sugars is a great fucking mouthpiece.
Oh, absolutely.
That dude can go on the stick. Like, hey, pause. But
what?
Mike, hey, I had
what
to.
Do you think?
That's why I had to make that clarification. When you get that boy a mic, he gonna take off. I already know. And regardless if I see him like he reminds me so much of fucking Xavier Woods, bro. And when it comes to the presence and when it comes to just being on the mic, like I like that. I like what he's doing. So I can't wait to see what we got in store for him. But
you know what? He also reminds me of Xavier Woods is one thing. Like, but if you throw Ortiz, yeah, you
good,
put those
good,
two
very good comparison.
together,
Very good comparison.
especially like his over the top like reactions.
Yeah. Yes. Man, all right. So getting back to Saturday night's main event, the main event or the PLE, if you want to call it a PLE, opens up with Cody Rhodes versus the NXT champion Oba Femi.
Baba.
Sorry. Listen, first and foremost, that match was too short.
Way too short.
Way too fucking short, man. Y'all
Oba was giving him the business though. Pause.
He was putting Cody through the mat. Pause. It was like, damn. This man, listen, like I'm saying, like, we both thought that Oba probably should have won clean. And something in the back of my head told me, I'm like, I don't think that Oba's gonna win clean. Matter of fact, I see a scenario where Drew is going to interfere, and I don't know if that means that Oba's going to win due to interference or if there's going to be a DQ. I'm hoping it's not a DQ. It ended up being a DQ. It just that really, like, I don't know. I'm like, man, in my mind, in kayfabe, I'm like, Drew, you couldn't wait like 5 more minutes, bro. Just give me 5 more minutes before you start, losing your head over this shit with Cody, bro. Let this man Oba cook, bro. He's cooking this nigga right now.
Man. I knew Drew was going to interfere. I didn't think it would cause a DQ. I thought Oba was going over via interference.
Interference, yeah.
Yeah, and I would have been so okay with that. Like, push Oba to the fucking moon.
Yeah, bro. Just strap the rocket on him, bro. He's
please. To him, I don't need him to be no mid-card champion his entire career. I need him to be inevitable the entire time.
Nah, for sure. And if you gonna put him, or if you gonna put a mid-card title on him, do like you did Gunther, put that fucking belt on him for a whole year or more,
or two
or at this point, and let him run through the mid-card, and then when it's time for him to move up, then yeah, he need to stay there. That dude is literally, like he said, he's undeniable. He has a presence, and the fact that he's been only doing this for 3 years, man. Like, even when I first
say, man, that's my cousin, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the family. You know how we do, man. We got that Wakanda blood in our veins. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Like, literally the first time that I watched him in NXT, when he was doing the I forgot what tournament that was. No, it wasn't Deadline, because I'm thinking
NXT Deadline. Breakout tournament.
Yeah, it was the NXT Breakout tournament, and then won it, and then immediately cashed in on the North American Championship. I was like, damn, Shawn Michaels got a lot of faith in him. But then, as the matches went on, I'm like, you know what? I see why now. Shawn know what he's doing down there. Okay,
this man has literally had more matches with the championship than without.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly, bro. I can't remember the last time he had a match without a championship, except for the times where he was challenging for it.
Honestly, damn, that's been years. Like, he's had non-title matches, he's had tag team matches, but coming to the ring without a championship or without him challenging for it, I think that might have been right before he became NXT champion the first time.
That might be the last time I remember it. Dog, that's crazy. That is insanely crazy. But again, the match should have been longer. I'm glad that Oba did not like the fact that Drew interrupted, because it's like, bro, what? Let me get my words together. Oba is not really heel, not really a face. He is in that tweener category, but the one thing that Oba wants out of everything is glory, and Drew pretty much robbed him of that glory to defeat the undisputed WWE champion. So the crash out on Drew was that it was justified.
It was definitely justified.
Yeah, should have beat his ass more, but I mean, we got
I
what we
wasn't
got.
mad at it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, still, I'm glad that at least people who watch the main roster have now finally gotten a chance to see what this dude can actually do. And for those
This was his first match on the main roster.
On the main roster, bro. First match. And the fact that this man came in and the audience already knew. Like, the audience was locked in on SmackDown when he first started walking down the ramp. They were locked in. So for those who don't know, like, again, a lot of times when chants move over from NXT, sometimes they catch on late. Like, i.e., Lyra Valkyria, the little woo chants, those finally did catch on. But when Oba came down to the ring, they knew what time it was with the whoo and yelling out, "Oh, yes!" it was ready for him, and it caught on so quick. And then the aura and the presence of him walking to the actual ring, it is 100% fucking phenomenal, man. There was one person that I saw on Threads that said that the interest was a little too long, and I'm like, bro, you sat through Undertaker's entrances, you sat through Roman Reigns' entrances, that they be taking 3,000 years to get to the fucking ring, and you think that this is a long entrance? Come on, man.
You ever see a war walk?
Exactly.
This man, watch me do my war walk. Like, this man is taking his sweet time, getting down to the ring, about to put belt to ass.
Yes, right, man. It's
you want to rush to see a dead body? That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But anyway, still a good showing for Obafemi. And after that, we got Sol Ruka versus Bayley. And I was pleasantly surprised that Sol Ruka got the win, but I know that Bayley has no problem putting people over. That is one thing that I love about Pam. She will put new talent over in a heartbeat, and it was still a very, very, very entertaining match. Again, a little on the short side, but for a 2-hour show that had 4 matches, and of course all the pomp and circumstance surrounding John Cena's last match, I think that this still was a good match regardless. I love the back and forth between the two. The fact that they both were able to hit their finishers, but it ended up with the most devastating move in sports entertainment, the surprise roll up that ended up being, the thing that gives Sol Ruka the victory. No shenanigans at all, nothing, no outside interference from Lyra or from Zarya. It was just straight hands, straight wrestling. And yeah, I can't really speak enough about what Bayley does in the ring. And then Sol Ruka is so fucking talented. It's just kind of like, man, this girl is going places. I just, once again, anytime that she moves in the ring, I'm always just like, please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please. I am literally begging, because of what she does in the ring. I always have to say, please don't get hurt, because
she's already torn her ACL before.
Yeah, she's already done it before. And it's like, I really, really hope that she doesn't do it again or tear the other one. Like, no, just please be as safe as you possibly can. So that's all I'm asking. That is all I'm asking. But still, I loved it. I love the outcome. I'm glad that Sol got the rub. And as much as I want justice for Bayley, because I do want them to focus on her and Lyra a little more, I am still pleased with the outcome of this match.
Oh, for sure. Bayley is one of those talents that you're not gonna. I don't think she's gonna be fully appreciated until she's gone.
Yeah,
Like she does so much for like women's wrestling. She does so much for like the up and coming talent. Like for those of you who don't know, she recently hosted a wrestling camp for aspiring women's wrestlers, the indie wrestlers.
Mm.
Like she didn't charge anybody. She paid for the hotels. She paid for the cost of travel. Like she took care of those girls. All they had to do was sign up. Like
Wow.
that is the type of person that she is. Like she is a phenomenal human being and a
Yes.
phenomenal beacon for the business.
Oh,
So
goodness gracious. Hold on. Oh, okay. I had to, my phone was still playing the match from earlier, and I don't know why I was doing that. But anyway, yes.
yeah, like so that's good on her. Like I predicted that Soul was gonna win. And then
Mhm.
Soul used it. Soul could use this way more. And
Yes.
this hurt Bailey none. Not at
It
this
did
stage
not
of her
hurt her at
career.
all.
Yeah. Soul is a talent, like like she's athletic in a different way than we've ever seen
Mhm.
from a women's wrestler. I think she's kind of like if you can take Casey Catanzaro and make her taller and throw in some like throw on some tattoos and make her black, boom.
Mhm.
Then you got Soul Ruka.
Hey, good point, man. Good point. But yes, like what she does in the ring is incredible, and that is a very good comparison. This is like, dang, if Casey was taller, had tattoos, and black, then yeah, that's pretty much Soul Ruka. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Soul doesn't get called up to the main roster just yet, because I still want her to at least be NXT champion, at least just or women's champion, just one time. That's what I want.
The only thing I want her to do is have another finisher. Like,
Oh,
and
really?
I think the Soul Snatcher is a fantastic finish. I think it's amazing,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking longer term, she's gonna have to do something that's easier on her back.
Fair.
Like,
That
it's a
is fair.
fantastic. If she could do it forever without getting hurt or without costing her, because they say for wrestlers, there is a number out there that you don't know of how many bumps you could actually take before your body gives.
Yeah.
So,
And
if,
yeah, cutters are not easy to take or to give. So
yeah.
I
Like we saw what happened with Nikki Bella and the Rack Attack. Like
yes,
you can't do that no more. That should
right.
have been a sign, Nikki.
And then of course, Randy has also, Randy Orton has complained about, doing the RKO so many times and how that has affected his back. So yeah,
Yeah,
like cutters
back
are
and
not.
shoulders. He's got hypermobile shoulders.
Mhm. So yeah, cutters are not easy to actually, do. That's why I'm also kind of worried about Javon. But Javon's 21, but the OG cutter looks incredible from that height, but it's just like it's still a cutter at the end of the day. But people will know I guess they know their bodies better than we do. So I'm just, as you said, though, if Soul gets another move, I just hope that it's just as, even if it's not as fantastic as the Soul Snatcher, at least it'll be enough to where it's protecting her body. So we'll see
Yeah,
where that goes as the years go on. Um, I'm not a big fan of I ain't gonna say simple finishers, because a simple finish is fine. Just don't make it too simple. That's
agreed.
yeah, that's always been me personally. Like I hate a fucking knockout punch, which is kind of crazy. Like I don't, sorry, Lacey Evans. I could not stand the women's right. I could not stand that as a finisher.
I think it worked for her. I
It
liked it for her because it covered up her deficiencies as a performer.
Yes, yes.
Like it's kind of hard to mess up a straight right hand as a finisher,
It
and it usually got sold pretty well.
Yeah, I kinda
So
just wanted her to add, like, a little more flair. Like, girl, if I would have been like, "Why don't you just pop them up and then hit the women's right?" That would have made more sense for me personally. I was like, that would have been, like, more, I guess, dazzling as opposed to just a straight right punch out of nowhere, but that's me. That being said, as much as I hated that finisher, I love the fucking H-bomb by fucking Ilya Dragunov. Like,
oh,
because
that's not like a fist though. That's a whole forearm
whole
coming at
forearm,
you.
like, yeah, and you're laying there prone, and he's just at the top of you. I'm like, yo, you take a forearm to the face, Yeah, in real life, that could easily break a nose.
Man,
Or worse.
Ilya Dragunov is a professional wrestler. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is insane.
Insane, bro. That is literally
Man,
a wrestling machine.
I hate it. But back to the fist though, I hate it when Big Show did it.
Yeah.
I hate it when Big Show did it.
It made sense at why he did it. I'm like,
It
okay,
makes sense.
big, almost 500 pounds, 7'3",
And
giant
his
knocking
fist
you
is
out
about
with
the
his fist.
size of a laptop.
Yeah, but still, I wasn't a fan of his knockout punch either. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Nah.
But yeah, anyway, that was a great match between Sol Ruka and with Bailey. And then we got the tag match of Javon Evans and the TNA X Division champion Leon Slater versus the World Tag Team champions Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. And when we say this was a car crash from jump.
Start to finish.
Yeah, start to finish. It was just like, all right, y'all, go. And that was it. The whole match was a blur. I literally watched the match. I'm like, yo, this thing cannot be longer than it wasn't longer than 10 minutes. But they made the most of that 10 minutes and they was flying.
How good is Team AJ Lee, bro?
Nah,
How good are they? My God.
Good, man. I loved every second of it. Even with AJ slipping on the rope, I also have to give props to Leon for being like improvising that quick. Like, oh, he just slipped, pin. Let's try something else, and it worked because then he went to the top rope. AJ caught him, did the Styles Clash, and that was the end of the match. I'm like, all right, yeah, great job for Leon being, I guess seasoned enough to recognize shit. It was botched. Let me go ahead and clean it up real quick. But even then with that, it was still a great fucking match between these four men. Like between Dragon Lee, who does not get enough credit, and I know that's just because he had not been in the spotlight a lot, but he can really go in the ring. We already know how AJ Styles is, man. AJ been doing this for 20 plus years himself, longer than 25 almost.
He's longer than Javon and Leon have been alive.
Exactly. And then, of course, Leon and Javon, the things that they do in the ring, man, is just like, yo, okay, there's a reason why they are where they are. And eventually, I know that the long-term plan for Javon has to be beat Oba at Stand and Deliver. I think that's what I'm seeing, because if he keeps losing, I'm like, all right, the long-term game is get to Stand and Deliver, and then
he's coming so close though.
He's becoming extremely close, and that's
so close.
That's why I'm like, all right, you're gonna have that program with Ricky Saints for a little bit, and then that's gonna lead into WrestleMania weekend where you finally get your moment. And I think that's the route that Shawn Michaels is taking. He could do something else because NXT is very chaotic and you never know what could happen. And I think that's the beauty of NXT, is that where if y'all are looking for long-term story, you're not gonna get that with NXT. The long-term story for NXT is don't get caught lacking, take advantage of your opportunity.
Don't go to the parking lot alone.
Don't go to the parking lot alone, and let chaos reign. Like whatever happens, that's what happens. So, but
Ava's another black talent. We didn't mention her earlier.
You said who?
Ava, another black talent.
Yeah, she is black talent.
She's really coming to her own.
She has.
She's like, she owns that GM role.
Mm-hmm. I am extremely like, I was a little hesitant at first when she was part of Schism. I was like, okay, where's this going? But then she became the actual GM, and now you see her grow into the role. And out of all the GMs, she's the one, like, the most chaos happens on her show, but she also was kind of like the most no nonsense of all three of the GMs.
And she kind of takes it in stride.
Yeah. Like
Adam Pearce is stressed. If he had hair, he'd be losing it. Nick Aldis is just kind of like, all right, you want to push me, I'll push back.
Mm-hmm.
But Ava's like, this is YN's gonna be YN's.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like, all right, this is gonna happen. Okay, as long as you don't disrespect me, we good.
That's it.
But nah, I've also loved. Side note here, I've also loved Ava's recent interactions with Ethan Page. They have just been hilarious.
Yeah, you could keep Ethan Page and Chelsea Green in NXT forever with Ava, and I'll be okay.
Yeah. The comedic timing between those three is has become phenomenal.
Always something. Very much
Always.
always something.
Yep. So that was the tag match. I gave my viewpoints on that. How did you feel about that tag match between the four gentlemen?
Man, I agree with everything that you said about it. It was from bell to bell, from pillar to post. It was nothing but boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like cameras always moving somewhere because somebody was always doing something somewhere. From the second the bell rang,
Yep.
Man,
even Wade Barrett was like, "Hey, it's hard for me to keep up."
And it's just amazing. It's amazing that the thoughts they have on Leon Slater, who is not even a WWE contracted superstar at all.
Not at all.
At 21 years old, featured on John Cena's last match, the night of John Cena. That is an insane and improbable thought. And Vince is rolling over in the grave that he ain't even got yet, because that would never happen on his watch. Like it's just. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it wouldn't. It wouldn't at all.
Nah, it's just insane that the thought they have him, Javon Evans. My God, match on Saturday, match on Tuesday, match on Friday, match on Saturday, and he's been going kind of at that pace for a few weeks now.
Yep.
And that TV matches at that. You're working TV matches. Like that is he must be they love him. Like that's what's the one thing I have to say about this. Like everybody they called up like for this, Evans, Slater, Ruka, Femi, they love them.
Yes.
Like you have to love them that much. You have to have them earmarked for something great if these are the ones you choose. Like they could have gone Lola Vice, they could have gone Kalani Jordan, they could have gone Dark State, they could have gone Ricky Saints, but they didn't. They chose these three young people, 27, 25, well, 26, 27, 26, 21, 21. And that's what you choose to go with. Hey, I'm not mad at it at all. The future is bright as it is black in NXT, and not just NXT, in WWE.
Yep.
And that tag team match was very emblematic of that young, youthful energy. And those two as a team together are just so dynamic and so energetic. And you could just it's that youthful like playfulness that they have with one another. Like they just out there just doing shit.
Yeah, bro, just to be doing it.
This man, Leon Slater, jumped over the turnbuckle to the outside, the corner turnbuckle to the outside within the first 30 seconds of the match. Like, what are we doing?
Like I said, man, bell to bell, they was on go. It's just like, yo, nonstop, all pun intended. With that, before we get to the final match, do you think that WWE will eventually pull Leon Slater away from TNA?
I think it's a done deal. I think we've seen this kind of happen with Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry. Like, but those two were kind of like inevitable.
Yeah. Like
we knew like Joe had WWE aspirations. Jordan said years ago that she eventually wanted to go to WWE before she retired. So like those seem pretty easy sells. Leon Slater, like if you're Impact, you're TNA, I don't let that boy go without like a fight, without a tussle, because the future, him and Javon, the only critique I have about either one of them, I mean, yeah, Javon got to find another finisher for his long-term health, but outside of those, just get some main on vein weight. Add about 10, 15 pounds of muscle onto your frames. That's still developing.
Yeah.
Because you're 21. You turned 21 this year.
Yeah, that's
Add some
real.
muscle. Add some muscle onto your frame. Same with Dom. About 10, 15 pounds of muscle, you're golden. Yeah, that's all you really need.
Oh yeah. Anytime I look at Dom, I'm just like, damn, bro, you can't put like no more muscle on, man. Like, come on. But that's fair. That's fair. And then technically, I guess Javon does have another finisher, which is middle of the road, but he hardly ever uses it.
He
So,
hardly ever uses it, yeah.
but that would be more safe considering that it's a corkscrew splash than anything. Or I don't even know if you want to call it a corkscrew, but still it's a splash at the end of the day. So that would be
Yeah.
safer for his long-term health because at that point you're landing on this and not that, not your back. So
A part of me thinks of Javon Evans as a younger, non-Asian wife having Rich Swann
mm,
and short and taller. And
yeah. Yeah, and I used to really fuck with Rich Swann. I mean, and I still, well, in terms of wrestling, I fuck with Rich Swann. Him as a
Rich
person is
Homie.
kind of like,
Rich Homie Swann is a wrestler.
yeah.
It's just him. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but sometimes when people cut their hair, they lose the aura that goes with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, because the moment that you mentioned that, I instantly thought of the guy formerly known as Wesley.
Yeah,
bro.
Desmond Xavier, man. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, come
remember
on,
that time for a few weeks where Dolph Ziggler looked like an NPC?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That is.
Man, like, I never thought I'd miss spaghetti hair, bro.
Yeah, I'm so glad Dez got his hair back, and of course went back to TNA. But still, it was just like, why did you cut the loss, bro? Was it because you're heel? Like, you didn't need to do that.
No,
man. So,
but man, that did you happen to see that Dez back in the Rascals Treehouse segment?
I saw the video was posted on my feed, but I didn't actually like watch it.
Like, they basically addressed everything, and even the time at NXT.
Damn.
Wonderful stuff.
I'm gonna watch it now.
Wonderful stuff.
Bet. So, all right. Yep. I will definitely put that on my list of things to watch before the end of the week. So, but yeah, great tag team match. Now, we've come to the moment where before we get to that moment, obviously we had the segment of the Miz being the Miz and R-Truth coming in and saying, "Hey, this is the person that you screwed over." And of course, let me just double check and be sure. I got doors are locked, closed. Okay. Yeah, so with the doors locked and windows closed, of course, obviously say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry appeared. And yeah, big shout out to, once again, the crowd absolutely went insane for that. So shout out to Joe Hendry as always, and then him and R-Truth with the comedic timing was funny as hell as well.
Ron Cena.
Maybe Cena isn't gone yet because he lives on in Raw and the Truth Killings. So we shall see we'll see what Ron's final run looks like as well, because we know he's eventually gonna come to retirement, hopefully, and that WWE doesn't do that dumbass shit again. But anyway,
don't get me started on what they did with Truth, bro.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But anyway, shout out to R-Truth and shout out to Joe Hendry for the little segment that they have with the Miz. And once again, shout out to the Miz for being the professional that he is as well, because that man does not mind doing super comedic segments to put somebody over. Like he does not get enough credit for that as well. I know, like, a lot of times people have shat on his career over the years, but I'm like, man, nah, Miz is one of the ones, man.
Miz is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about like somebody like, in terms of like somebody who said they're going to do something, they're going to follow through when it's up to like lifelong aspirations. This man called his entire life shot on the real world.
Yep.
You can never make me hate him.
Nope.
You could never make me hate him.
There was one point where I was like, I did hate the Miz, but it was not. It was more along the lines of I don't hate Mike Mizanin. I didn't like his heel character because you're not supposed to. But over the years, and maybe it was I think what really, really made me really respect him was that back and forth with with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. That's when I'm like, hey, look, if y'all not locked in on this dude really like talked his shit, and you know what? He's earned it. So, but definitely big shout out to him for putting over Joe Hendry in that segment. Now, of course, we've come to the final moment of this episode, and that is the Cena's farewell match, the match with the Ring General Gunther, and a lot of people were mad. A lot of people didn't. I guess a lot of people didn't want Cena to actually tap out, which I honestly thought it was symbolic of his career. I'm like, of course, yes, the guy says, never give up and whatnot. And this is the moment where he is literally leaving the ring for good. So it made sense for him to tap out. Do I like it? Not necessarily, but I think it made sense.
People have been arguing about whether or not it was poetic or not that he did. Mm-hmm. And I am of the mind that it was poetic.
Yeah.
This man, and it wasn't giving up in the sense of like I'm surrendering to you.
Right.
You forced me to capitulate. The tap out was more emblematic of I've done everything I can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've given it my best. I've continued to give it my best. And in this moment, my best will not be good enough.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with it. That's when he smiled at the camera. Yep. I feel like that's what that was like. God, if I could liken it to another moment, from my anime fans here watching, it was kind of like when Goku gave up against Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Like Goku is the savant, the superhero, the man, the guy, the ace. And Cell is just a literal machine,
mm-hmm.
engineered for that guy's destruction. And Goku just knew, like, hey, man, I'm good. And he even told him, like, you showed me that I have a ways to go, but I'm not good enough. And sure, this isn't Cena telling Gunther, I have a ways to go. It's like, man, you're such a machine. Like you're such a beast. You're such a Terminator. You're such a monster. You're such a force that I literally cannot overcome you.
Mm-hmm.
Then the torch is passed. I don't know how you can be mad at that.
I wasn't. A lot of people, I guess, were upset about again, as you said, the tap out. But as we've said, it was very, poetic. And at this point, I'm like, what else did y'all expect? Some people really wanted Cena to win because they said, oh, well, you don't necessarily have to lose your last match. I.e. Sting, and there were some other wrestlers who didn't lose their last match. I'm like, well, yeah, but traditionally, in most cases, when you are in a retirement match, you go out as, looking up at the lights. So I don't know why y'all expected a win. I was not expecting a win at all. I would have liked for Cena to win, but I wasn't expecting it. And that's why you have to always temper your expectations when it comes to these kind of things, because it's tradition. Listen, if Shawn Michaels didn't win his retirement match, if Kurt Angle, of all people, didn't win his retirement match with fucking Baron Corbin, of all people, Cena wasn't winning his. And that's just how it is. Yes, I know that, again, we can compare AEW and we can say, like, well, Sting won his retirement match. I'm like, well, one, Sting wasn't alone in his retirement match. It was a tag match. And then on top of that, I don't know. I'm like, how many times has Sting retired and then come back and then retired and come back at this point? So
not too many. And in the history of WWE, Trish is the only one I can think of on the top of my head that purposefully didn't lose in retirement. Taker and Triple
Mhm.
H had victories in retirement, but theirs was more due to circumstances.
Yeah.
Triple H had his heart attack, and then the pandemic happened
Mhm.
for Taker. So
Yeah.
mm,
Kind of like
6, 7, 6, nah, but
mhm.
nah, it's just one of those things that's what you do in the business. You give back, you pay it forward. But, but yes,
Absolutely.
that's what you do. You go out on your shield, you go out looking at the lights, and whoever is the person that does it reaps the benefits of it and carries that into their next phase of their career.
Mhm.
That's the way it's always been done. It's there's nothing to be upset about.
That not at all. Now, the only arguments that I could kind of entertain were one, the pace of the match. Yes, I felt like the pace of the match dragged on at times. But at the end of the day, I got to remember, like, yo, Cena's almost 50, guys. Like, it is gonna go a little slow, and he's been going. He's been in more matches this year than he has in a while. So,
Yeah,
yeah, you could tell the wear and tear on his body for this year has definitely taken a toll on him, and he literally says that he can't go anymore, and I can see it. On top of that, you could have made the argument that maybe somebody else could have retired Cena since Gunther had already retired Goldberg this year. Why not have somebody else retire Cena? I could kind of see that argument as well. Like, okay, me personally, I would have liked to have seen. No, granted, it wouldn't have been the passing of the torch moment because I would have liked to have seen Cena and Sheamus go one more time. Uh,
yeah,
that would have been nice for me as a nice emblematic moment because we know that when Sheamus first got there, like one of the things they did was they sent this man straight to the moon by beating John Cena. So
yeah.
it would have been wax poetic to have Sheamus in that spotlight as well, but Sheamus got hurt. So really and truly, it's like, okay, well, either way, uh, I still agree with the outcome and whether you think the match was at a good pace or not. Okay, you can make that argument that the pace was a little slower than normal, but still, I did not have a problem with the match. I didn't have a problem with how the match ended. I genuinely thought, like, hey, look, this is his last match. This is how he wanted to go out. And at the end of the day, I think, as you said, the tap out didn't necessarily mean that he was submitting to Gunther. It was just like, hey, this is just something that I can't overcome. And at this point in my career, like I'm literally at the very end. So not only am I, tapping out of this match, but I'm literally tapping out of in-ring wrestling. So
Mhm.
for me, it's just like I don't know what more you wanted. I honestly don't. But still, was it the best match on the card? No, by all
No,
means, it wasn't. But again, I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't go in there expecting Cena to give a 5-star match at this stage of his career. I was once again still pleasantly surprised that we damn near got a 5-star match between him and AJ this year.
hey, we
But
got damn near two 5-star
yeah,
matches I've seen this year.
exactly. Especially if you count if you count SummerSlam between him and
Absolutely,
Cody, yeah,
that's
that
exactly
was
what I'm talking about.
shit. That was a great match. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, out of all of Cena's matches this year, including when he did that mini heel turn, the only match that I really just did not enjoy, well, there's two. The was WrestleMania and fucking WrestlePalooza.
Mm.
Everything else I liked or loved. And even
Yeah,
this one, I didn't have a problem with this one. So I'm like, okay.
they could have kept that WrestlePalooza one. They
Yeah,
really could have kept
they
that.
flushed that shit all the way down the toilet, man. Godly. And if you're gonna do that, I still wish you at least give Cena the win on that one. I'm like, man, this man has only beat Brock Lesnar once. At least let him win one time.
Was it only that one time after he came back? Is the only time he's beaten him?
That's the only time that Cena has ever beaten Brock Lesnar. Was
Right.
when Brock Lesnar came back in 2012.
I remember that.
And
And when
yeah,
Brock was like hurt and sick during that time.
and Brock was literally beating his ass. And I guess the main reason why Vince booked for Cena to win is because I guess he wanted to I don't know, not stick it to Brock, but just be like, well, you left and you kind of left me in a precarious predicament. So you got to, lose this one. And then after that, he just literally was like, okay, you got your loss now.
And that was right after the Rock match.
Yep.
He couldn't lose 2 in a row.
Exactly.
Not like that. Not too high profile match. Not big match John.
Mm-hmm. So he had to give him at least one win, and he gave him that one. But that's the only time he's ever beaten Brock. I wanted him to win that WrestlePalooza one. I'm like, man, just give him one more over Brock, and then at that point, whatever. But that didn't happen, and yeah, what I saw at WrestlePalooza was just like, that's some more bullshit. But okay.
Yeah, the loss at WrestlePalooza didn't really bother me so much because it was a loss. It was the way it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brock ran through that man.
Like, yeah, literally, it was like, yo, it's another squash match. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like really?
Like, understand that you're a shell of yourself, of what you used to be. You're not as strong, you're not as quick on as you used to be. But to get run through, bro, that was the worst. It wasn't Suplex City bad, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
But see, and in that instance, Suplex City is during SummerSlam. That made sense.
That made sense.
Yeah, it made sense for like Brock. Brock just came off of ending the Undertaker streak, and then came in and ripped the title off of Cena. That made sense because you literally was like, "Hey, you're at the top of the world right now." It makes sense for him to go in and just absolutely beat your ass.
For my anime fans, what we're talking about is basically Brock did around that time when he beat the Undertaker streak was the equivalent of him hitting 4 black flashes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the zone.
Very good comparison.
Thank you.
But either way, I know some people are going to have their concerns about that final match. Me personally, I was like, yo, this is his last match. Like,
ever.
I take it for what it is. The only thing, again, that I was disappointed tonight was the fact that Oba and Cody match didn't go longer. It should have went longer. And that's just, me. I'm still a little upset about that. But other than that, for Saturday night's main event, this was one of the better ones this year.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I left on a good note. Like, okay, this is the last time we see John Cena in the ring. This is how they chose to go out. He wanted to highlight the talent, the up-and-coming talent, which he did. And he went out on his own terms. And I can't ask for any more than that. So I enjoyed what I watched.
We lost My Hero Academia and John Cena on the same day. I was sick.
Damn. I still have not watched that last episode yet.
Sick.
I know what happens because I've already finished the manga. I've been finished the manga, but I just like, damn, if I watch this episode, that's it.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I got is at least I still got Vigilantes.
I mean, they got the OV and they got the OVA coming.
Yeah, that too. So, but it's just crazy. Damn, like My Hero was literally gone, and now John Cena is gone too. Where has my 20s gone?
Man, I'm telling folks, man, that's between those two, that's 34 years worth of entertainment combined.
It is
34 years worth of entertainment. Like
that's my entire lifehood.
Like, come on now.
I've only been around the sun 34 times, man. That is my entire life.
And
wow.
and before we close out the subject, like just kind of gonna bring those two to home together for a second. Is John Cena's wrestling's All Might?
He might be, man. That he might be All Might, and that'd be crazy. He's All Might and Gunther is All for One. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh man, it could be.
Because literally Gunther just retired 2 people, so I'm just like, dang, he done stole their powers. he literally stole their quirks, man. And now that'd be funny. Gunther come out on Monday Night Raw and say some crazy ass shit. I'm like, yeah, this nigga. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna listen carefully, and if he says what I think he's gonna say, I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, this nigga All for One, bro, for real.
I just need him to do a Roman post Undertaker type promo where he just stands there, just soaks in all the hate.
Yeah, that would be fire.
and then just say one thing and keep it pushing.
That would be extremely fire because I liked that Roman promo. I know that's not what he intended to happen, but I'm glad that that happened the way that it did, and I really hope that Gunther does the same thing. You just made a very excellent point, so now I'm gonna be looking for that. So, man, all right. So we've literally covered 2 wrestling shows here today. We covered Survivor Series. We've now covered Saturday Night's Main Event, and at this point, you know, the only thing that we didn't talk about really was Deadline, but Deadline was a really good show. NXT once again has proven that they are, you know, they cooking down there, and yeah, with that, we about to enter a new year of wrestling, man. 2025 had its ups and downs for WWE, for TNA, and I mean AEW had a pretty decent year for 2025. We finally got the conclusion of the Death Rider saga with, you know, Hangman finally getting the title, as well as some other storylines, you know, the Young Bucks being who they are and their up and downs of no longer being the EVPs. I think overall 2025 was it's not middle of the road as far as wrestling. I think it was a very above average, but with WWE, it definitely had its highs and its lows. And TNA has now got their deal, so we're about to see what they're about to do. But TNA has also had some very, very highs, and then also had some very, very questionable decisions. I'm still I'm I'm still mad. I'm like, yo, y'all couldn't let Santana hold on to that title for more than 30 days, bro. Really? Really? I get it. Kazarian Cass is a pillar of TNA, but damn, give that man more than a month.
The
But
next recording, literally, bro.
yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm also, but I do like the partnership between NXT and TNA. I missed Final Resolution, so imagine my shock when I see a poster of Stacks holding the fucking international championship. I was like, "What?"
Oh,
And
you
then
just told me something. I forgot about that,
bruh, that shit literally surprised me. And they were like, "Oh, you didn't see Final Resolution?" I'm like, "Damn, I didn't because I had to work that day." Ah, shit! Now I got to go back and watch this shit. But yeah, that happened. I'm like, okay, well,
I've been
damn.
pretty behind on wrestling outside of the WWE main roster for like the last month or some change. I didn't even watch Deadline yet.
You'll really like Deadline, bro.
Hey, I plan on watching it. Like as soon as we're done here, I plan on watching it.
Yeah, I love Deadline. It was literally like I would put that as one of the better PLEs of WWE this year. So with that, man, I think that concludes our episode. Unless you got any final thoughts.
No, man, just gonna miss John Cena, brother. Like,
Yeah.
he'll probably never see this, but thank you, John. Thank you for everything, and we appreciate your service and the sacrifice. Like with any of these wrestlers, any of these performers, man, like they're putting their bodies on the line, like literally wrecking their bodies for life to entertain us for the moment. So like, he did it for 25 years.
Yes.
So like with the deepest sincerity, like appreciate everything that you've done.
Absolutely. To John Felix Anthony Cena, the greatest of all time, the never seen 17,
The
last
last
real
real
champion.
champ.
We appreciate all that you've done for the business. We've appreciated all that you've done for the fans, for the kids, and ultimately, man, we can't thank you enough for all the work that you've put in for 23 years on the main roster and 25 years overall. Once again, thank you for all that you have done. If listen, I'm not a crier or anything, so of course I'm not gonna like cry about this. But the fact that this moment even made CM Punk shed a tear, that's how you know that Cena really meant something to him and to that rivalry, and just to all the people in the locker room in general. I'm gonna miss him, man. I never thought that I would see the day where it's like, dang, I'm really watching Cena's last year in wrestling, but it happens, you know. People move on, people get older, and we've gotten older. I literally, when Cena first took the ring in WWE on the main roster, I was 11 or 12, and now I'm 34. Like, damn, I literally just watched this man's entire career.
No comment on that for me.
yeah. It's crazy. I know that you were a teenager. You were well into your
I was
teens
in
when
high
you
school.
first.
I was in high school. Don't say,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute. I was in high school. But relax.
Now you only got you what 4 years older than me, so yeah, you ain't that far off, but still, it was
Like
a
3 and a
joy.
quarter.
Yeah, it was a joy and a pleasure
Yeah.
to see this man throughout his entire career. And I'm looking forward to seeing what wrestling has in store for 2026. I'm definitely going to try to pay attention to some more indie stuff. The sites that I've been watching all of my stuff on, of course, you ain't going to know what sites I'm on, but I'm definitely planning on watching some more New Japan this year. I'm going to with TNA having their new deal. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch some TNA without having to go to other sites as well.
Facts.
And with AEW, I'm definitely still going to be watching the pay-per-views. If the stories on the main shows get better, of course I'll tune in. But I'm always watching the pay-per-views anyway. So definitely looking forward to see what AEW has in store. And of course, with the E to the Fed, I'm always going to be tuning in regardless. SmackDown's going back to 3 hours. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. Y'all know I'm a big NXT fan, though. NXT has been the best wrestling product on television, in my honest opinion. So I'm gonna be continually tuning in. If I don't watch nothing else, I'm a damn sure watch me some goddamn NXT. And if I can get an opportunity, I may try to watch some Evolve. It's just that I haven't been able to tune into Evolve because niggas got to go to bed at a certain time, unfortunately.
There's so much content out there in general.
Yes.
Like, my failure to watch a lot of this is just because of the sheer volume of it.
It
I
really is.
simply cannot keep up.
Like I half the time I don't be knowing what's going on with CMLL. Stuff that's been going on with AAA, and WWE has been showing it on their YouTube channel, but I'd be missing it because it's just so much shit and so much wrestling going on.
See.
So, but yes, I will also be paying more attention to AAA because I love what they're doing down there too. So
Sucio del Sucio.
yes. And with that, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. It is officially Sunday, 12/14 at 11:17 or 11:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the time that you see this episode, it will more than likely be Tuesday morning. Let us know how you feel about these shows, whether you're watching the actual episode or whether you're watching a clip that we post on YouTube or on TikTok. Let us know how you feel about John Cena's last match. Let us know how you feel about what WWE has been doing, what AEW has been doing, what TNA has been doing, what any other wrestling promotion has been doing. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you feel about the overall show in general outside of the last match, because we know some of y'all are, for whatever reason, offended with the way that Gunther and Cena ended. I don't get it. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And just let us know in general how you feel about us talking about wrestling, man. What are some of your favorite topics that we've discussed so far? What do you want us to talk about more whenever we get more of our crew on these shows? You already know, anytime JB pulls up, anytime Vonnie pulls up, we're gonna be talking about wrestling, because wrestling is for who? Niggas. Anyway, that's all I got. Not gonna do the rundown this week only because I'm tired as fuck. Y'all, I'm sorry. I've literally worked almost 60 hours this week. It is what it is. We are in, it's Christmas season. So I said that I may or may not drop another episode before Christmas, but if I don't, at this point, y'all, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Of course, Happy Kwanzaa to all my Black folk. If you don't see me before then, the next time that you will see me, I will be doing the top 25 hip hop albums of 2025. And that's really all that I can say about that. JB, how can the good folks follow you, good sir?
All right, you see my name spelled out right there. All right, you take that, JB versus the world. You spell it all out. You put it together. You say it that one time like a Tribe Called Quest, and that's on the interwebs are Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can search me on the blue skies. We don't really be there like that. My central hub is JBVersustheWorld.com. And if you want to argue with me on Twitter, it's JBVTheWorld because versus was just too long for it. Also, coming early next year, got a new podcast, the Elite Four podcast, where me and four nerds going to be debate to see who's going to be the champion of the Elite Four.
All right. That's
so
what's up, man.
Look forward to that. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to Sirius. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Kadeem. And shout out to my girl Maven. Like that's the squad right there. Look forward to what's going on there. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good, my brother. Sounds good. Be sure that y'all check him out. Be sure that y'all follow him. And with that, be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite digital streaming platform. Please be sure, of course, once again, that you subscribe to the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod to get this and other episodes early and bonus content as well. Once again, we appreciate your support. If you're watching on YouTube, please be sure that you like the video, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You can follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast Facebook page. You can follow us on X/Twitter at Chaotic Culture 1. You can follow us on Threads, Instagram, and TikTok at Chaotic Culture Pod. And you can follow us on the blue skies at chaoticculture.bsky.social. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on all social media. And for my other co-hosts, of course, you can follow Miss Sappy at Scratch14 on all social media. You can follow Scuba Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. You can follow Johnny at J Lee Trey on most social media. You can follow Miss Nasa at I'm Nakaso on all social media. And of course, you can follow Law at L.JR_96 on Instagram and Law96_ on X/Twitter. And this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe. God is love. We are out of here. Deuces.
Also, loyalty, respect, y'all.
And once again, thank you, John Cena, for all that you've done for the business. We will miss you, good sir.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And